Phil Jackson, the Zen Master, is arguably the greatest NBA coach of all time. Here's why. 11 NBA titles. No other coach has more. His teams won more than 60% of their games in the regular season and in the playoffs. He had the best players in the world, and they played beautiful basketball. Offensively, his teams ran the triangle offense, which is predicated on spacing and cutting and passing up good shots for great ones. Sounds familiar? Well, that's because he coached the greatest player in the world, Michael Jordan. Together, they won 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. After that, he took a break, then came back to coach the Los Angeles Lakers. And in the 2000s, he won 5 more titles with them. That's 11 rings in 20 years as a coach. But what made him the greatest coach in the NBA is not the championships or the rings or the regular season success. It was how he handled the most important position in all of sports, the point guard. He understood the importance of having a great point guard, and he elevated the position. When he coached Michael Jordan, MJ was coming off a championship with the Chicago Bulls, so he already knew how to win. But Jordan was coming off an injury, and he wasn't the same player he once was. So Phil Jackson came up with a new position, the point forward. It was a hybrid position that combined the skills of a point guard and a forward. He asked Jordan to bring the ball up the court and initiate the offense. This may seem like a small change, but it was actually a brilliant coaching move. By giving Jordan more responsibility, Jackson was able to get the most out of him in his later years. In fact, Jordan won 3 more championships with the Bulls after Jackson became head coach. After Jordan retired, the Bulls struggled for years to find a point guard who could lead them back to the finals. This just goes to show how important the point guard position is and how valuable Jackson's coaching was. He understood the importance of having a great point guard, but he also knew how to elevate the position. When he took over the Lakers, they had a young point guard named Derek Fisher. Fisher was a clutch player who hit big shots in big moments, but he was also a facilitator who made those around him better. Jackson and Fisher won 3 championships together in LA after Fisher retired. The Lakers struggled again to find a point guard who could lead them to the promised land. This just goes to show how valuable Jackson's coaching was and how important the point guard position is. He was a master at putting players in positions to succeed. He was also a master of the triangle offense, which is a complex offensive system that requires players to be on the same page. But what made Phil Jackson the greatest NBA coach of all time was his ability to get the most out of his players. He understood the importance of having a great point guard, and he knew how to elevate the position. Before it was cool, he meditated, and he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He was a trailblazer in the world of mindfulness, and his teams followed his lead. They were some of the most successful teams in NBA history. So here's to you, Phil Jackson, the Zen Master. You may be retired now, but your impact on the game will never be forgotten.
Thanks for watching it.
See you next time.